Hi, my name's Abby, and this is my Bearded Dragon journey. She loves to help with writing as much as I do, and she brings me joy during this pandemic by being silly and fun to hold and play with. She loves to help me with my homework by crawling all over it and getting on my laptop. She helps me tutor people, and we're here to give you a writing tip today. So this tip is going to help with your grammar, make your papers seem more professional, and help them stand out to your professor. So we have some comma rules for you today, so let's get into it. Welcome to today's Writing Fellow video. To comma or not to comma? That is the question. So our first comma rule is about coordinating conjunctions. So our coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so, or fanboys, if that helps you remember. So our first rule is that if you have two independent clauses plus a coordinating conjunction, so one of our fanboys, you put a comma before the coordinating conjunction. So if you look here where it says I love pizza and I love pop, I love pizza by itself and I love pop by itself both make sense. They're complete sentences, they're complete thoughts. So when there's an and in between, we gotta put that comma in front of the and. So the tip for checking out to see if you need a comma is to look to the left of the coordinating conjunction, look to the right of the coordinating conjunction, and if they're both complete sentences and make sense on their own, then you put a comma before the and. Now if you look down at the example at the bottom that says I love pizza and pop, I love pizza on its own does make sense, but if you just said pop by itself, if you ran into a room and screamed pop, who would know what you're talking about? Maybe you would, or a close friend, but it doesn't really make sense on its own. It's not a complete sentence, so we don't need that comma before the and. So if you look on the right side, the example with all the highlighted ands, and let's read this first paragraph. I went to the store yesterday and bought some lizard food. I thought it was a good idea. I want to make sure my lizard is happy, and I want to know that I have what he needs. I want to make sure my lizard is happy. I want to know that I have what he needs. Those on their own make sense, but we have and in between them. So we got to throw that comma in there because we have a coordinating conjunction. So I want to make sure my lizard is happy, comma, and I want to know that I have what he needs prevents us from making a run-on sentence, which we do not want. So the comma and is necessary in this sentence. But if you look at the sentence on the bottom, I went to the store yesterday and bought some lizard food. I went to the store yesterday is a complete sentence and makes sense. But bought some lizard food? We don't know who bought the lizard food. We don't know where you bought the lizard food. It doesn't really make sense. So we don't need a comma before that and, because bought some lizard food needs the first part for it to make sense and be a complete sentence. Alright, on to rule number 2. So this rule is for when you have two independent clauses and no coordinating conjunction. So you need a semicolon. So two full sentences, no coordinating conjunction, semicolon. So if you look at the top example on the left, in the blue, where it says I love pizza, semicolon, the meat lovers is the best. You could say I love pizza on its own and makes sense. The meat lovers is the best on its own and makes sense. So those are two independent clauses, so we need to have that semicolon there since we don't have one of our fanboys coordinating conjunctions. So if you look down at the bottom, this is what you do not want to do. You don't want to just put a comma there because then you're going to have a run-on sentence. You'd either have to put a coordinating conjunction after that comma or replace the comma with a semicolon. So when you're editing your papers, you want to check to see if there's a coordinating conjunction between two full sentences, and if there is not, you need to use a semicolon. So if we look at this example, I thought it was a good idea to buy lizard food. I want to make sure my lizard is happy. I want to know he is safe. I can say I want to make sure my lizard is happy on its own, and I can say I want to know he is safe on his own, but since I don't have a comma and coordinating conjunction there or a period there, I need that semicolon after happy. I just want to remind you that we are JC Strong and we will get through this together. So let's try this on your paper really quick. Pull out your paper and look at the first paragraph. Highlight any coordinating conjunctions you see. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so, fanboys. Look for them, highlight them, and then look to the left of each of your coordinating conjunctions. If you see a full sentence, if you can say it out loud and it makes sense on its own, then you got a full sentence there. So then look to the right and do the same thing. Say it out loud. If it makes sense, you have a sentence. So if you have a sentence on either side of your coordinating conjunction, throw a comma in there, right before your for and or your but, any of the fanboys. And then if you see two full sentences but no coordinating conjunction in between, and they're just two sentences smushed together, make sure you add a semicolon, because we don't want to have run-on sentences in our paper. These comma rules will make your paper more professional. It'll help fix any grammar mistakes and make you stand out to your professor. Thank you for watching our video today. JC Strong, you got this.